Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you who are currently watching this video. I am Hazema Gaguil, the ninth reporter of this class. Actually, I have my partner, which is Junaila Aziz, and our assigned topic to be discussed to you is entitled Characteristics of Emergent, Beginner, and Primary Reader. But we come up with this idea that I will be the introduction part and she will be discussing those characteristics of emergent and a beginner reader. So for my assigned topic to be discussed to you is what is reading and the stages of reading development. So let's begin. So here's my learning objectives for this lesson. First one is to define what is reading. Yes. Second one is to differentiate the stages of reading development. We have 5 stages of reading development. And lastly is to show the concept of reading in our life. So that's our learning objective in this lesson, and may we achieve these objectives. Inshallah. Amin. Okay, so what is reading? I think we are all familiar with what is reading. And reading, pag sinabi natin reading, alam na natin siya. Ito yung pagbabasa ng mga libro, mga articles, mga news, or anything na makikita natin sa social media. And we have this different meaning when we heard the word reading. So one of the common meaning we have here of what is reading is this one. So reading is the process of looking at the series of written symbols. When we say looking at the series of written symbols, so pag sinabi natin ganyan, is looking at the series of written symbols, it means, di ba, pag nagbabasa tayo, nakikita natin yung mga symbols, written symbols, for instance, those texts nakalagay sa binabasa natin na libro. And in some cases, sa binabasa natin, di ba, may mga illustration or may mga picture na nakalagay doon. And also getting meaning from them. So yes, pag nagbabasa tayo, we are intended to get meaning from them. So, pag nagbasa tayo ng mga article, news, or social media, we are able to get meaning from them. So yes, reading is a process of looking at a series of written symbols and getting meaning from them. And I think this is very understandable naman na i-discuss sa inyo ito. So reading can be silent. Yes, it can be silent in our head, since yung pagbabasa, may mga tao na mas sanay na magbasa na silent lamang. And may ilan naman na reading can be aloud, kung saan mas sanay naman sila sa pagbabasa na naririnig ng ibang tao or naririnig ng mga kasama or katabi nila. Also, reading is the usually third language skill that we have. So, actually we have 4 language skills, and I think we are all familiar with those language skills. Those are the listening, the speaking, and the third one is the reading, and lastly, writing. So ngayon, nagbago na siya, naging 5 na siya, wherein na-i-add natin si viewing. So that is reading. So we already done with this defining what is reading. Now moving on to the stages of reading development. So we have 5 stages of reading development. The first one here is the emergent. It is sometimes known as a beginner reader. An emergent reader is usually a term reserved for early childhood students who have shown interest in reading but do not yet could read independently yet. So in this type of a reader, it is usually starts from the 6 months up to the 6 years old. So as mentioned in this discussion or definition of the emergent reader, these are the readers that they are just grasping the concept of the alphabets and the words. So dito sa emergent reader na to, it is sometimes known as beginner reader. Dito nagsisimula pa lang matutong magbasa yung bata. And dito pa lang una siyang na-finalize pa lang niya or bago pa lang niya na-visualize yung concept ng alphabet words at saka mga concept ng mga words or text na binabasa niya. They are driven by their curiosity and interest in writing language but do not yet can read on their own. So yes, especially for those books na pinapakita or pinapabasa sa kanila na may mga pictures or illustrations. So even though hindi nila nagigets or hindi nila alam yung binabasa nila, but through those images na nakikita nila is nagigets or nalalaman din nila kasi with the help of those illustration or pictures. We have here the second one, which is the novice reader. It is typically between 6 to 7 years old. So in this type of reader, they are now able to read aloud, connecting letters with phonics and allowing them to sound out whatever they may be reading. Novice reader may still require help from a teacher or parent and may struggle to read independently. So in this type of a reader, they are now able to read those simple words or those mga words na alam nila, yung mga happy, yung mga sad, yung those mga words na simple for the adults to read. While for this type of reader is medyo kailangan pa nila ng help or assistance from their teacher or from their caregivers para mas ma-enhance yung or mas matulungan sila para ma-enhance yung pagbabasa nila. So in this stage also is the child is learning the relationship between the sounds and the letters. And those letters and sounds is doon pa lang nila or nagsistart na sila mag-read through those simple texts containing high frequency words and phonically what? It is to require regular words and using emerging skills that is to incite sound out new one-syllable words. So dito, pag may nakikita sila or nakikita nila yung mga familiar words sila, they are able in this type of reader, they are able to sound out or sabihin or basahin ng malakas yung mga alam nila na word na basahin. So that's the novice type of a reader. It is typically between 6 to 7 years old. I mean, this one is 6 to 7 years old. So for the next one here, we have the decoding reader. It is typically between 7 to 9 years old. So when we say decoding reader, they are able to decode vocabulary to allow the stories they are reading to flourish as they read. These readers are able to discern meaning in the words they read through decoding methods. In this type of stage of reading development, the child or the students is now able to read simple or familiar read in this type of reader. The child is reading simple, so nakakabasa na siya ng mga simple vocabulary, na-decode na niya yung mga vocabulary na bago sa kanya, and familiar stories and selection with increasing fluency. And in this way, hindi lang yung vocabulary yung decode niya, but also those meaning na bago sa paningin niya or napakinggan niya or nakita niya sa binabasa niya. The fourth one here is what we call the fluent reader. It is typically between 9 to 15 years old, and fluent readers are able to fully read sentences and passages and comprehend the basic meaning of each word. They can recite passages within their head and can write fluently. So yes, here in the fluent reader, they are now able to fully read those sentences na binabasa nila. And not only though they can read each word of those binabasa nila, but also to write it fluently. So this is this type of reader is called a fluent reader. And by this stage is that reading is used to learn new ideas in order to gain new knowledge. So yung binabasa nila in this type of reader din is yung nababasa nila is nabibigyan din sila ng new knowledge or nakaka-gain sila ng new knowledge and new ideas to experience those nakikita nila or nababasa nila sa librong yun. And reading also include in this reader also is that reading includes the study of the textbooks, those reference works, in any textbooks like newspapers, magazines that contains the new ideas or values or mga unfamiliar vocabulary na nakikita nila, so that they are able to get new information since they are fluent reader. And there is a systematic study of word meaning. So yes, fluent reader, they are not only fluent reader, but also dito na-enhance din yung mga curiosity ng mga bata doon sa mga unfamiliar words na nakikita nila. And in those words, they are guided to react to text through discussion, answering questions, generating questions, writing, and many more. So that's the fluent reader. And the last stages we have here is what we call expert reader. So it is typically between or from 16 years old and older. So we could say that we are in this type of a reader, the expert reader, because in this type of a reader, they are able to discern further meaning within a text. They can read various different tenses, perspectives, and types of writing with little no issue. And this is the final stage of every reader's development. Yes, that's the take note here that expert readers are able to discern further meaning within text. So, hindi lang yung mga nababasa nila, hindi lang yung binabasa nila ang naintindihan nila, but also to connect it in the real life. So, in this stage, in the expert reader, the learner is reading widely from the broad range of complex materials. So, yes, complex materials na yung mga binabasa nila, various different stances, perspective, and type of writing with little no issue. And in this type of a reader also is that learners are reading widely across the discipline. It includes the physical, the biological, and social sciences, as well as humanities, politics, and current affairs. So, hindi lang nakafocus in a certain discipline yung binabasa nila, but they can also read other discipline na pwede nila or gusto nilang basahin. So, again, we have here the type of what you call this one type 5 stages of reading development, and these are the wait a minute. Yes, so those 5 stages of reading development are emergent reader, the novice reader, the decoding reader, the fluent reader, and lastly the expert reader. So that will be all for my discussion, and the next will be my partner Junaila Aziz. So here is the reference of my topic or the lesson we had, and before I end this presentation, I will end this with a quote, which a child who reads will be an adult who thinks. So yes, habang bata pa tayo, dapat matutunan tayo magbasa mga simple or mga complex words in order for us to as we grow older, mas na-expand yung knowledge na mayroon tayo throughout our learning. And I think that will be all. Again, I am Hazema Gaguil Amid, the non-interpreter of this group, and that will be all. And I thank you so much.